What are some of the communication hacks that would make for effective speech?
Okay. First thing I always tell, speak a little slow. Reduce your rate of speech by at least 15 to 20%. It may sound awkward to you, but to the other person it doesn't. Second, be comfortable with silence. The two reasons for it. Silence for you is pausing, and silence for the other person is a permission to speak up. If you and I talk and there is no silence from your side, I will not be able to put up the points I want to. So silence is also an invitation that adds something if you want. Third would be, get rid of anything that makes you sound doubtful. For example, if you are stating a point that you think is valuable, don't say, I just wanted to add, I think, maybe, things like, does it make sense? You're certain about it. Now, all these words have their place. There's nothing wrong in it. But if you're certain about it, in your mind, it's set in stone. Don't speak about it with doubt. Speak about it with certainty. I concur. I firmly believe. I recommend. Right? Now, if I come to the part of tonality, one thing that you should be very mindful of is the pitch. A sentence or a statement should always end at a downward pitch. And a question, on the other hand, can end on a higher pitch. And this is something that's neglected so much. People don't really think about their pitch. They think about pitch and, you're speaking in that pitch, without realizing that most of their sentences actually sound like it's question mark. And the room feels you're unsure about this. They don't even know why it's happening. For example, I'm sure I can get this done and I'll present it to you tomorrow. I just need some time to get through with it. I'm very confident about it. Everything's going up. Confident about it. I'll get this done. I'm sure about it. Downward would be, I'm extremely sure about it. I'll make sure that this is done by tomorrow. You go downward. So the bass in your voice.
But the first one sounded more humble. The second one sounded
So that's
more
people
authoritative.
pleasing. That's unsure. Right? That's unsure. I'll get it done. I'll get it done. And I always give this example to everybody. You've seen the Bond movies. And any movie, right? And you'll find the most powerful figure will say something like, finish him. Why? It has this depth in voice and it has low pitch. Just finish him. Does he finish him? So when you're very certain, you always finish your sentences on a downward pitch. Full stop means downward pitch. Question mark means upward pitch. Period. Another would be, this is one thing that a lot of us don't do. We completely ignore the melody in our voice. Our voice has music in it, but we don't play around with it. Especially if you see the corporates. They are dry as Sahara Desert. Their presentations are as if somebody's speaking the same monotone, right? It's the same. But the moment you add melody to something, it's easier to remember. It's more pleasing to the ears. It's more warm. If, for example, I said the same thing, they're dry as the Sahara Desert. And whatever I say without a melody, if it'll sound pleasing to you. But I'm saying it and the message is right. I sound arrogant.
Yeah.
Melody is the warmth in your voice.
Okay, we come to a rapid fire segment now.
Oh my goodness.
One tip to communicate effectively.
Speak slow.
One tip to make your communication instantly attractive.
Be okay with pausing after everything important.
One phrase that people should stop saying immediately.
I just wanted to, or did it make sense? I'm
We should
giving you
stop
two.
saying that.
Yeah.
Did that make sense? We should stop saying that?
If you're saying something with conviction, why would you ask, did that
Because
make
it's a
sense?
perspective. You're asking for a
No,
perspective.
did that make sense is different versus, do you need more clarity on this?
Nice.
Sense is, am I senseless?
Nice.
It's like saying, to be honest, what were you doing? Lying before that?
Nice. One thing that instantly makes someone likable.
A gentle smile on their face while having conversations.
Yeah. Worst communication habit in Indian workplaces.
Talk over each other's points.
One thing to never do in a first meeting.
Get straight to business.
Okay.
You are something other than your title in your work. Spend more time in sharing a bit of pleasantries.
Okay.
At least spend first few minutes, I would say. And then get to the work.
Your go-to icebreaker.
It's, for example, I'll ask you, hi Shlloka, how are you?
You want me to answer?
Yeah. So I'll ask you, hi Shlloka, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
Rich, ravishing and gorgeous.
So now we laugh.
The logic is, you will have something to say about yourself. Like, A lot of times people say to me, how was your day? And I'd say, dreadful, desperate for a coffee, but a look at your face makes it better. So when you are having a conversation around the day, try to find something, like I said, playful.
Okay.
And it's something as simple as, I'm dead tired, I'm desperate for a coffee, but a look at your face makes it better. And this is something that I've gotten interesting reactions on, and I try this on all my mentees in one of the classes, which is when I say I have said this, that I'm ravishing, I'm rich, and I'm curious. Or I am resilient, I'm ravishing, and I'm courageous. I say this. And most of them go like, yes, you are. Oh my God, only you can say this. I'm happy about it. Because I realize I'm willing to break the pattern. A good communicator is willing to take the feedback and learn what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
Communication is experimentation. So if anybody who's listening, try out something that you've not tried out. Yes, it will be risky, but how do you know it's not worked for you? Comedians go and try the jokes. They know where the audience laughs and where the audience doesn't. Communication is exactly like that.
If I have 10 seconds to make an impression, what can I say?
If you have 10 seconds to make an impression, don't say anything. Have a very strong body language. So if you have 10 seconds to walk to a certain person, those 10 seconds will let the person decide about the first impression of who you are. And then you walk in, give the most pleasant smile and say, hi, I'm Raviesha. How's your day going? So when it's just 10 seconds, your body will do the talking because it'll speak way louder than your words.
Nice. One thing confident people never do while speaking.
They will not fidget.
What would you say to someone who thinks they can't communicate well?
That probably nobody has taught them the right way. They've not been able to learn it, and they've not been able to measure their progress of it either. Communication is teachable, learnable, and measurable. Why I say teachable is that everything in this world has a framework and a process. You just need to learn the process. Now, why I say it that it's learnable, framework of course makes it learnable, but you have to be repetitive in nature. To make anything a muscle memory, you have to do it enough and often that it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
And for that, you have to learn it in a way where it's applicable to your environment. If I say that, okay, speak about peacock is our national bird for 2 minutes, maybe you will be able to. But the point is, can you apply it to your real environment? So you have to learn it in a way that you can directly apply it into your work environment.
Understood.
And lastly, measurable. This is the most fun part. Everybody who comes to me says, I can't do this. I'm sure I'll never be able to speak. Everything. And I said, how did you get to know of it? They have some proof. We as human beings are very self-aware, right? That means I notice everything around me. There's data. Let's call it data. People reacting, people getting bored, somebody disengaged. And why is that? Because you have taken certain action that is not working in your favor and you are recollecting. If you change that action, would the reaction not change? Would the quality of data you get not change? So what we do is we figure out what action can you take in your everyday work environment so that the data that you're getting is changing. Now people are not as disengaged. People listen to you. You're able to shorten what you're saying. You're not repeating yourself. That's why it's teachable, learnable, and measurable.
Understood. Wonderful. If someone had to say 3 things about themselves, what would they say?
So when you meet someone, this is the framework that I teach and I follow. The first is clearly what I do, but make it wacky.
Yeah.
Because simple is boring. Then second, who am I helping and how am I helping? And the last is outcome.
So I watched this reel from you and it was Ranveer
Indian
Singh's
subcontinent.
reel.
Hello, sir, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah, so what
from
do you
the
do?
Indian subcontinent. You give the title, but you make it wacky.
So he could have said I'm an actor, but he said I'm an entertainer.
Yeah. So I never say I'm a communication coach. I say I'm a communication strategist. You can also call me a mad scientist of communication because I love working with frameworks.
Oh.
So they know something about me.
Understood.
Right now, who do I work with? I get to work with some of the most ambitious people. The founders, the CEO, pageant delegates. Because I understand that everybody has different communication gaps. And what I do is I create a unique strategy that fits them like glove. This is what I do and who do I do whatever I do for. And the last is outcome. And once they absorb it, they can walk into any room and on any stage knowing what to say and how to say it. Wacky, people I serve, what I do and the outcomes they get.
Okay.
So you could say, "Hi, I'm Shloka, I'm a podcast host. You can call me a curious conversationalist." So when you are talking about yourself, have the audacity to be a little wacky because nobody else will turn around for the second time.
Okay. Interesting.
If you enjoyed watching this content, you can watch the full in-depth video on the Body to Being podcast hosted on Shlloka YouTube channel. To continue watching shorter pieces of this content, you can subscribe to Shlloka Clips on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on Spotify. Pranam.